Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of Rants, Monologues, Speeches, and other stuff. Whatever you want to call it. Basically, I'm rehashing this series and making it less of a dreary, dreamy, sleepy, 10 o'clock, hour-long rant, and doing shorter, concise things about a topic I'm fired up about. So, to start off, you'll probably see a lot of stuff coming from inspiration of the book I'm reading for school, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It is a classic book, blah, 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 all this stuff. I have a rant on classics, whatever. But basically, all you need to understand about it is it's a future dystopia, utopia, written a long time ago. I think either in the 20s or 50s. God, I can't remember. I should probably look this up. Annotation. Anyway, basically in this world, they have completely gotten rid of anything before 150 years after Ford's first Model T. If you don't know American history, that's the first assembly line made car. It was called the Model T. So, what they do is they got rid of everything before then. They got rid of, basically, it's not really completely capitalist, and it's not really socialist, but it's a strange world where, basically, you're, from birth to 12 years old, you're completely conditioned. You have a voice box underneath your speaker, a speaker underneath your pillow every night, 80 cycles, 80 repetitions, whatever the thing is, 365 days a year for 12 years. With these, nursery rhyme kind of things that tell you all about the life you're going to live and what you need to do, and all sorts of patterns, basically slaving them and making them think all the same stuff so that they all do the same stuff. One easy example is, ending is better than mending. Ending is better than mending. Which, capitalist kind of thing, throw away all your old stuff as soon as possible and go buy new stuff. And basically anything that we do today, or anything we did 100 years ago, is completely made to be hilarious and disgusting. People die at about 50 or 40, but they don't age at all. They stop aging at about 20. So even a 50-year-old veteran head of a department still looks like a young adult. And then they just keel over at about 50. So they don't like oldness. They don't have oldness. They also have this crematorium, and basically they have death conditioning for children so that nobody gives a shit about when someone dies. No one's in love. Everything is an open relationship, and basically you don't really have any feelings about anything that are strong. Instead, they have these substitutes, where everything that you would normally do in our life, biologically, they have a chemical substitute for it. They have pregnancy substitutes, they have stress substitutes, they have all sorts of substitutes for basically everything that we do that we think makes us intelligent, sentient beings. They also have this drug called Soma, which basically just gets you high off your ass and you go on a Soma vacation. Whenever you're having thoughts that are, progressive and questioning things and all of that, a gram a day takes the whatever away. You take tablets of it and then you go loopy for a while. But the plot is that there's this woman from this world who got lost when they were out west looking around the mountains and everything in the western part of the United States. She got separated from the person who was escorting her there, walking around with her, dating her and everything. And she grew up with Native Americans in a reservation near the Grand Canyon. And she kept all of her conditioning and everything, so she was very strange. When she had a child, because she was pregnant with, the man who was escorting her there before she got lost and he couldn't find her, they don't have kids. What they do is they have these bottles where they chemically make an embryo and everything. They have this Baconzian process where they make 1,700 kids from one embryo that are almost exactly identical. And because they don't have the concept of genetic engineering, they, for every single child, give the exact substitutes and everything. They get this level of oxygen, this chemical here, this chemical then. They give different chemical substitutes to different classes. They have social classes. They have a caste system. And for the lowest levels, the epsilons, which are the semi-idiots, I think they're called, or something, they're basically they're bred to be short, dumb, complete morons. And then the alphas and betas are bred to be intellectuals that do stuff, but don't philosophize. Just be a higher class caste. And there's all sorts of stuff with conditioning that you're conditioned to be, oh, I'm so glad I'm a beta. Alphas have too much work to do, and deltas have blah blah blah. Deltas wear khaki. That's so gross. And when this child is born out in the reservation, the mother tries to condition the child and teach him things from her world. And the child is exiled from all the other stuff that all the other kids do because he's different, and all sorts of stuff. He looks different. He's prettier. He has the genes from his mother. He's not wild. He also finds Shakespeare books out in this reservation, because the reservation is comprised of all the old stuff. It's not just Native American stuff. It's Christianity. It's every other religion in the world. It's all this stuff mixed together into this weird tribal collection of what we do today. They have marriage. They have, all sorts of stuff that doesn't exist in the Brave New World. So they also don't have books in the Brave New World from before 150 AF. They replace God with Ford because whatever. Now here's the thing. He reads all these Shakespeare books, he turns into this intellectual, and then when the main characters from the Brave New World show up on a trip, they take him back because of plot stuff I won't spoil. Basically, he brings his mother, who's so excited to get back to this world because she is a whiny bitch. I know I try to be sensitive, but she just is so conditioned to this fabulous, easy world that she can't stand the other world. And basically, she just locks herself in a room and takes a shit ton of Soma every day, this drug, and she's just done with life. She's like 60 or 70 or something. She's old, she's gross. Nobody wants to look at her because everyone's disgusted by all of that, and everyone is horrified of the idea of a mother or a father. It's a joke there, because no one has a mother or father. They're all bottles. They're all kids that grew up in bottles on an assembly line. She just, goes on the summer vacation for however long, probably months. And then, as people do, she starts to die. And there's a scene where John, her child, who's this celebrity, savage person who speaks in Shakespearean and all this stuff, comes to visit her. And there's this really emotional moment. This really freaky moment where the nurse runs away in fear because he says, "That's my mother." And she's like, "Oh my fucking god, mother? That's friggin' weird." And she also says that there's never any visitors because nobody gives a shit when anyone dies. And he's, at his mother's bed, and she passes out, and he's thinking of all the memories of her and everything because he loves her. He's his mother. And I started thinking, so what exactly, in a literal sense, in a logical sense, separates his attachment with his mother to everyone else's attachment for each other? Why does he grieve for his mother and nobody else grieves for anyone else? Well, you would say love. He loves his mother. No one else loves anyone. You're not supposed to love anyone. Love is a ridiculous concept in the Brave New World. But it's interesting because what do you do when someone you love dies? You go through all of your great memories with them. Even when you're just recalling that you loved someone or are in love with someone who's not dying, it's all about the memories. Oh, sorry there, I must have made some noise. Loving someone is all about the memories you have with them. The reason why we have cheesy dating and all of this, and like honeymooning and all of this lovey love stuff, is because it makes memories. It makes great memories. So much of our life is around making good memories. And memories that stand out, memories that you remember on your deathbed, when your life flashes before you. Oh, sorry, I was holding this too far away. I'm actually going to check the audio for a sec. So, this gets down to the point after introducing the book. What exactly is love in the sense when you remember someone? Why are memories such a grand part of love? We think of love, if we think about it in a literal sense, as this chemical, function. There's affection, and then there's love. Affection gets you to bang someone when you're a Homo sapien in, a million years ago, or 20,000 years ago, or whatever, pre-Neolithic era. You fuck someone, you have a kid, and because we're humans, we gotta raise them because our kids are shitty. Everyone else's kids are great, and they can walk around and do whatever they want right out of the egg or womb. But human babies suck. So, evolutionarily, we developed this concept of love, and it makes us stay with our babies. It makes us like things that are cute, and makes us stay with the mother and the father, because it's safe. It's safety in numbers. That's why we have senses of community. But in terms of a byproduct of intelligence and not a byproduct of evolution, what is love? And why is it so hard for those who have never been in love, like myself, to understand it? And I know taking a literal look at love seems like an idiotic thing to do. I understand the magic of it and all of that. But I want to get away from that magic for a sense to think about this thing I thought of. What is the closest feeling to love that isn't love? And I found out. It's nostalgia. And nostalgia and love are the same thing. Because you love a concept. No matter what you think, no matter how well you think you know the person that you love, you're still loving the idea of that person. And loving an idea of someone can go very wrong. But everyone does it no matter what. That's just how we function. So when you go through, when John's at his mother's bedside, he's crying and getting so happy about all this stuff that he used to do. And he's getting nostalgic about it. If you have this toy from your childhood and it brings back all these great memories, you may get really emotional about it. The same way you get emotional about when you remember someone that you're in love with or loved. It's nostalgia. It's the same chemical pattern. It's the same intellectual pattern. Because if you're in love with a concept, like, this is how love can, transcend all these barriers and everything, because it's this concept that you build up so many good relationships with and so many memories that you get nostalgic about it in this tremendous sense. So, why is nostalgia so mysterious? Because love is nostalgia, and nostalgia is more than just meaningless happiness. It's the same chemical pattern. If we think about it in the evolutionary sense, just like how we think puppies are cute, that's an accident. We think that puppies are cute because they have the same features that babies have. Big eyes, dopey limbs, and cute mannerisms. Dumb mannerisms. Now, evolution isn't very accurate in certain ways. Evolution didn't intend for us to think that puppies were cute. Evolution doesn't intend anything. It's an unthoughtful process, like DNA formation. But whether that or not, evolution still made us like dogs and cats and other cute things. So just like how evolution created, just like how biological love is a product of evolution and very useful, nostalgia is a product of evolution, and it's not that useful in the tribal sense. So, just like it's the same pattern as love. And you can say that nostalgia is love, but actually love is nostalgia. And the reason why it's so hard for someone who has never been in love to understand love is because they don't have the memories that you get nostalgic about. You have to have nostalgic memories of someone to be in love with them. There's instantaneous love and all that, but that's affection. And if it's actual love, then it's you creating memories where they didn't exist before. It's you thinking about how you would love to be with this person until you die and going on all these great dates with them and predicting these things. But even if they have not happened, you're still remembering things. You can remember stuff that didn't happen in the past. That's not how memories work. Memories work on things that you have experienced before. Whether you thought about experiencing them or not, you still experience them in one way or another. It's like dreams. So, I want to wrap this up, but next time you think about something that you get really nostalgic about, you love it and cherish it. You love and cherish memories. Whether you like it or not, memory is the key, and you're loving a concept of a person. Yes, you're loving that person. That person is a concept. You're not. If you're in love with that person's biological body, that's one thing. But what we call true love is this nostalgic feeling. That's what love is. It's just memories. And that's why memories are so powerful with love. That's why your life flashes before you, or you go through all these experiences you had with someone when they're leaving or dying. That's why memories are so important to old people. To everyone, memories are just the most important thing. And I'll go through that next episode. Be right back. I'm going to upload another one. Or record another one. Goodbye, everybody! By the way, new mic. Oh, and until my internet gets connected, it gets fixed, which may be soon, I cannot record another Progress Cast. But soon, I may record another Progress Cast, maybe on these topics, actually. Okay. Goodbye, everybody! Read Brave New World. It's painful and horrific in many psychological senses and philosophical senses and sociological senses, but it gives you great ideas. You just have to not freak out about it too much, because, yeah. Okay, bye, everybody.